Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to the Roundtable for the game formerly known as World War Z. Not World War Z. Little Freudian slip there, I guess. As War Z, and I'd like to welcome all the guys here on Google Hangout. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
So, the big news today, of course, is the fact that that the game has changed its name and is now known as Infestation Survivor Stories. Did that catch all of you off guard, or did you guys know about it ahead of time?
Nope.
Nope.
Completely new since the patch got launched.
I only heard about it this morning.
Yeah.
I had seen that they had a domain for this, but I assumed that maybe it was another game they were working on. So, but I guess that's not the case. So, what do you guys think of the name? You like it? Hate it?
I don't like it.
I think Infestation is fine. I think
Dislike.
Survivor Stories is stupid. That's
Yeah,
a bad
I
part
agree
of
with
the
that statement.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
They need to cut off the end.
Here's the problem. Did you guys know that there's another game out there called Infestations?
They could have made a game called like Infestation Early like Uprising or something, you know? But Survivor Stories just sounds dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a game out there that's called Infestation that was made by Ubisoft. It was released in the year 2000, and it's an apocalyptic car game.
No.
Car combat game. So, kind of odd, but at least it's not a zombie game.
Is it a prequel to Big Rigs?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's funny, though. So, welcome, Kook. I see Kook has joined us. And so maybe Kook can shed a little light as to what the story is behind the new name. Oh, we can't hear him. He's talking, but just to himself.
There, how's that?
Oh, that's much
That's better.
Okay, cool. I mean, it's very simple. It's just trademark issues. I really can't go into detail on those, but I'm sure if you use your imagination, you could figure out why.
Okay, so we understand the change. What went behind the thoughts of naming it Infestation?
That's actually it was the original name of the game.
Oh.
If you look, and it's funny because a day before we were going to change the name, somebody on Reddit had found out that on IMDb we had that name for a webisode that we did. It's not actually released yet. I'm not sure when it's going to get released, but we did a zombie webisode, and it was supposed to be for the game as well, and it was already named that.
Yeah, I had noticed anybody who ever runs a domain monitor would know when the domain was registered, and I had noticed it was registered a while back, but I just figured it was another game that was in the works or something like that. So little did I know, I already knew the game.
Right. Yeah, it was just it was something that had to be kept under wraps for a while, just because of the trademark issues and all that. So that's why nobody knew anything officially until yesterday morning.
Yeah.
No, I personally think the name change is a great thing. Because
It's interesting. Yeah.
Infestation is a different game today than War.
Absolutely, I agree.
Oh, now I didn't even think about that. But this is birth of a new game. Now that we've got Punkbuster and we've eradicated a lot of the bugs and everything, or should I say the cheats, that a new name is quite fitting.
The gameplay has been completely renovated, and you used to be sitting in back of post office.
Yeah.
Well, people still do that.
Well, yeah, but it's not as effective as it was.
What did you guys think of that change that I did across pharmacy, getting up onto the rooftop?
Is that legit now? Are you allowed to do that?
It's legit, and there was some fair fight issues it was kicking people, but that should be resolved now because I messaged those guys and they disabled it.
Interesting. Now I actually was at the pharmacy today and I didn't even notice. What is it that was added? I mean, an access to the roof of the pharmacy?
Yeah.
Included
So in the
here?
very not to the pharmacy, across the pharmacy, there's that garage, and behind the garage, I placed a bunch of boxes that allow you to kind of climb up onto the top.
I got 2 kills there.
And then I also placed, I moved a truck to the access area that leads to there. So if somebody tries to come up and ASR you, then you'll have more of a vantage point. But you're still open. You're completely open to snipers and ASRs out in the fields behind trees and all that. You kind of give up being safe by having that roof access, but you still have a big vantage point. But completely open. There's nothing you could hide behind there.
That'd take a little bit of teamwork. You get a good sniper up there, and then a couple of your buddies out in the trees behind there to take care of anybody else coming in, and you might have a good teamwork strategy there. So,
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun. We'll test that out on Saturday. So
Cool.
We'll do some big clan play, and I don't know, I'll get killed. So, okay. Well, what's the thought behind Survivor stories?
It just goes back to even the War Z, and everyone's a survivor. And you all have your stories to tell. We're survivors in the game, and we're just trying to survive our PvP.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like that is that fits though, because really, if it was called Infestation's Kill Your Neighbor, then it would feel more correct. But Survivor stories, I don't know. That feels a lot more MMO-ish or MMORPG.
It's a bit cheesy too, if you ask me. But it's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure with it happens with a lot of games that I've worked on, where you get a title of a game, and for a long time you don't like that title, but then it just sticks. And I have a feeling that this is stuck with me now. I have a feeling it'll happen with everyone else, and eventually it'll work. It'll make sense.
How now? I know you guys changed the name everywhere you could. I saw that your Twitter changed, your Facebook changed, all of that stuff. How about on Twitch?
Twitch, I am going to change today. I just got the box art last night, so I just need to talk with Russ once he gets online and give him the box art.
You know that there's another game on there called Infestation.
I saw that people had started changing the name, and it just auto-updated.
Infestation is another game.
Okay.
So
yeah, we'll just have to have the full title in there.
yeah, or MMO or something like that.
Right?
Yeah. So, or never mind. I was gonna make a joke. So I see that there was several new things in here. Tell me about my character named FU. Is he going to last long?
The characters that are already made, there's nothing going to happen to them automatically. Those are more things where a GM is in game and the GM sees you, and the GM will change your name.
I'm just kidding, of course. I don't actually have a character that name, but I did see an F Marky Dragon that was trying to kill us the other day, and
He did kill me.
yeah. See, he was at least moderately successful, but yeah, I like the fact that the filter is being applied to the names because it's offensive.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you could imagine what we deal with on a daily basis with player names, and they're horrible. I mean, they're absolutely horrible.
Let's see here. Now, I have to say that I played a bunch today, and I was pleased with the new menu when I'm logging into servers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It felt better. It felt like it was definitely a big improvement. I wasn't accidentally... Several times I've been trying to go to a private server, and I accidentally hit the wrong thing and would go into a public. when I was with just one of my private server looting characters or something like that. It didn't ever work out well, and so I don't know if I'll accidentally do that on this one, but I think there's probably less of a chance of doing that. And then there's some new features on there. What are those new features?
None that I could actually elaborate on at this point.
Okay. So let me hypothesize here and just say that I see something that is a trial account servers. And so does that mean that we have trial accounts coming back?
It's not 100% locked in place.
Okay. And I assume that you guys still have issues to work out because there was a reason why that they were disabled in the first place.
I mean, they were disabled in the first place just because of the rampant hackers that were abusing it, basically. So now that we have 3 layers of hack prevention, it's very possible, but it's not locked in place right now.
Okay. Then there was premium servers,
Right.
which you're probably not going to elaborate, but I'm just going to throw it out there anyway.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if I was able to actually discuss that, I would have had that detailed out in the patch notes.
Okay.
But it's that in itself might not even go completely through.
Okay.
But it's there and it is planned. So once it is locked in place, I'll put an announcement out. I'll detail it and I'll let everyone know what's going on with it. And I'm sure we'll talk about it in this discussion.
Yeah. Well, that'd be great. I look forward to how you can enhance my experience by charging more money.
If that. There's been a lot of speculation, and I've been shutting those threads down because speculation is something that will, with enough time, turn into a fact. And once it becomes a fact, it becomes spam. And it's bad spam because it's incorrect spam. It's the lack of knowledge of spam, and it feeds on itself, and then it just becomes a huge problem. So those threads, I've instructed my team to completely shut down for those reasons.
Yeah. What? I think those were the only things added to that. Did anybody else notice anything on that screen? Was there anything else I missed?
Test environment.
Oh yeah, test servers.
Yeah, that. Oh well, it's not a test servers per se. It'll be a test server, and it will have a bunch of really cool things in it that won't be available for a while, just so that we could work out mechanics, work out bugs, and whatnot. I can't wait for that map to get out. You guys would be really surprised once we announce what it actually is, and what it'll be capable of.
Well, that sounds great. I actually very much approve of testing before it hits the live environment, and so that'll be good. And I look forward to my Humvee mounted railgun that I can run through the middle of Clearview and mow everybody down with. I look forward to trying that. So you're going to make that happen, right?
Possibly. I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah. On that note with servers and everything, I was actually looking at getting a private server, but I was looking at greater than 100 people. I noticed that there's the 100-man servers that you can rent, and then there's a 250 there that's grayed out. Is there any future for getting that turned on so that I can actually get it?
Absolutely.
250?
Absolutely.
Probably going to cost an arm and a leg, but I can just envision the mayhem in Clearview if we have 150 people there.
Yeah,
or so.
Yeah, it'll be pretty intense. I don't believe that we would put it on this Clearview.
Oh,
not Clearview. Sorry, Colorado.
This Colorado. Oh, so it might be okay. I get your drift. Let's see. You've got some other things here in the notes here. there's a new stronghold which I haven't seen yet that's in Boulder,
Yeah.
but it's just
Tyler.
it's not functional yet.
As far as I know, they should have been functional. Everything in there was changed. Johnny Trant went in there and changed the whole area up. The stronghold is just there for people to get in and
Oh, I think Mark
Fair.
is saying that the safe zone doesn't work and you can't bank items. I think it.
Oh no, it's not. It's not that. It's a
Yeah.
non-functional. It's an overrun safe zone.
Right. Okay. So there goes our mission. Here's our mission. We shall attack it, hold it, rebuild it, and then people can access the bank there. Right.
That would be cool, but it's not in. There's no functionality for that right now.
Okay.
But I've had many designs that would facilitate that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I already talked about the clear view changes, and hardcore is gone.
It's gone. What do you do?
Well, I never did it in the first place, which is why it's gone, right?
Exactly.
I didn't see much point in doing hardcore. Well, actually, I did do some hardcore, but then it was like
Skill trees. When the skill trees came out, hardcore became completely obsolete.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That is exactly true.
I think what we wanted originally could have been cool with hardcore, but the problem is that it's so easy to die. This isn't like Diablo where you could actually really get a character on hardcore and power through the game and be really careful and actually beat Inferno. That's not happening in this game, and that's part of the reason that it was removed as well. I mean, it's a very, very brutal PvP game when you want to actually PvP, and you can die very fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even the best players die all the time.
Yeah, there's hardly any mitigation, unlike other games that have hardcore like Diablo. I mean, you could have so much mitigation that you could actually tank with almost every single class that they have.
Is there any stat for the number of kills that we get per our death?
There is internally, but there's nothing displayed on the UI.
Could you add something like that? I think that would actually tell who the actually really great players are, as opposed to the ones who just play a lot.
Yeah, we've gone back and forth quite a few times, and it's always been vetoed at the top end.
Say again?
Oh, would it be possible to show like our rep number on the UI, or negative or positive?
That as well is the same thing. It just it never gets approved.
Okay.
It's one of those things that I actually like for people to just to kind of figure out on their own and just kind of play the game and have a feel for what it takes to get there, and then go on the forums and share your experience and kind of collaborate and just kind of figure it out.
So tell us about the graphics upgrades that came in this last patch.
They weren't actually upgrades. They were there to try to help with the FPS issues. They weren't
Got
major
flowers.
overhauls. Yeah, the flowers were there actually. Yeah, our team went in. There's a dev diary on that. It's funny if you go and you look at it, and they're all out there and they're taking pictures of grass and weeds and overgrowth and stuff. It's a pretty cool dev diary. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Russian Caliber wrote it up a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I know that loot is harder to see, but it's still, you can still see it. And zombies that are on the ground, I have to get closer before I notice them.
Yeah.
But does that go both ways? If I'm laying down in the grass, does that make me harder to see by other players?
It should, but I was watching a stream last night, and it might be bugged again, because this guy was sniping, and there was a guy prone in grass, and there was no grass. So it's one of the things I have to investigate today and figure out why that's happening.
That's not a bug, though. That's what a lot of games do, where certain things stop rendering at long distances, and I've noticed that it's always been like that in War Z.
We
where
changed
when
it
you're
though.
sniping-
Yeah, we changed it at one point to even the playing field, so that when you zoomed in, that you would still render around the grass around them. So
Yeah, I believe that still has a certain radius though.
Yeah, you do. Just not.
Like even when you're aiming, it only goes up to a certain distance, and then beyond that, grass will still
Even
not
at
be
that,
rendering.
the grass is very thin.
yeah,
That's a conundrum.
right. Maintaining performance with balance of gameplay is difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do like the feel of it though. The changes that were made in this last patch, the graphics feel good, and I think they look good, so.
Yeah, aside from a couple bad bugs that went in yesterday, I was happy with the patch.
Okay, and
Johnny
that-
Truant put a.
say again, Jonas. I think we just lost his mic. Okay, well he can come back with that. Oh, you back with us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
All right, sorry about that.
And we lost you again. Okay. If you are typing at the same time you're talking while on a Google Hangout, it will mute you. Don't know if that's your issue, but
Something I would like to say, it seems the servers are currently down. Nobody can connect.
Yeah, I just actually asked my team to investigate that.
yeah. Wearing multiple hats there, Kook?
Oh yeah, it's actually if it was a bigger company, it would kind of suck. But being a small company, wearing multiple hats it's a really cool job. You're able to get experience all over the place.
How
And
big is the team?
we're very, very small comparatively to other teams. We sit right around 30-ish.
Do you all work in the same place, or is there some
No.
people that telecommute?
No, we have the art team that's up north near San Francisco. Then we have some other team members that are actually in Russia, some other art guys and high-level coder guys that are out there, and then we have some of the support community team in Chicago, and then we have a bunch of support guys here, and then coders, level designers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What you should fix is the recent and favorite. The favorite acts like recent, and recent never worked.
Yeah, I know. It's annoying to me as well. It's definitely on the list, but there's other higher priority issues that get fixed before that.
So I have a question that came in chat, and it's from a woman gamer, and she
Awesome.
says, "Why have I got to pay to be a girl?"
It's a fair point. I don't have the exact answer for that, other than we based the game off of the models that we had, and those were part of the packages. We just didn't have a female model available at the time.
Well, women are more valuable than men, so there you go.
That's true.
I saved you, cute. There you go.
Well, if I may just say, I think it would be if there was at least one female character that was available for free when women start playing, that they would be a little less offended. I've heard some interesting comments about that, and take out the ugliest male character and put in the ugliest female character at least.
Goddamn cage fighter. Oh my god. That is not a good-looking human right there.
So
Yeah,
I think,
it's a
I think a
fair
lot of
point.
women will love you for it.
It's a fair point. I'll see if I can get that approved.
Okay. So, guys, now there's several of you here who've joined with us on the Hangout. Been pretty quiet. Speak up. What's on your mind?
Opinion. Is there any? Do you see any problems with how the PvP is primarily centered around clear view only? For the most part.
I do actually. Well, there's two parts to that. It was never centered around Clearview. It just happened to be in Clearview.
Well, yeah.
I do have a problem with that though, because I do not like the PvP solely in Clearview. I've suggested many different fixes for that, and I think the one that will actually get in game was from a user on the forums. I wish I knew his name so I can give him credit, but somebody on the forums had suggested rotating safe settlements, and that actually might make it in the game.
What do you mean by rotating?
So every week, every 2 weeks, every single patch, that we would change where the safe settlements were.
Oh,
That's an interesting idea.
yeah.
Yeah,
That actually is not bad. You know, there's been something that we do with our big team play that we do on Saturdays. You know, we have to coordinate where everybody's at.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we start at one of the safe zones. But if we always stay at safe zone number 1 or whatever, and what you're saying is it's going to move around the map, possibly. You know.
Yeah.
Then we just always base ourselves out of there, and we go wherever we happen to be near.
Right. Yeah. And then in the future, hopefully, I mean, I know it's in the pipeline, but I don't know when or if it'll actually make it in. But I do know it's in the pipeline. The ability to teleport around the map into safe zone to safe zone. So that will really, really help group play.
That'll
A lot of
help
times
enormously.
when you create a new character, it spawns in NORAD. Has that been fixed, or is it going to be fixed? Like, you see zombie barricades going and Bambi hunting up there.
In NORAD. NORAD or around NORAD?
North of NORAD, yeah.
Okay, so that's by the downed helicopter? I haven't made a new character in a long time.
No, it's in the field and hills north of NORAD, and people are spawning there like a lot when they just bought the game.
Yeah, it's nothing that's been brought to my attention, and it's something I'll look into now. I'm gonna write it down on my task list here, so I'll take a look at it. See if we can change that up. At one point, we were talking about moving freshly created characters to safe settlements, but with the limitation of the current safe settlements, it just wouldn't have been the best gameplay choice. But maybe with other things coming in, that could still happen. What do you guys think about that?
I think that a first timer in the game, what their experience is holy shit, I've just been killed. I'm pissed off. And so, you know, spawning in a safe settlement, I mean, they get ganked right on their way out, trying to even figure out even how to swing their flashlight. And that's not very good. But if there was a safe settlement where they started at, and it included a PvE small town, where it was not PvP, but there were zombies that they could go and practice on, that would certainly prepare them to exit out into
More
the hostile
commonly, I
world.
see them running around the safe zone looking for loot.
Oh yeah. They just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely talked about making zones within the map, but it's an uncomfortable thing to try to balance without actually having it in game, and just what the gameplay, how the gameplay would change with having PvE zones and PvP zones. So it's definitely an on hold type thing.
I know that I wouldn't necessarily want PvE public servers. Just myself, I like the risk. I wouldn't
Right.
see much point in doing that unless you're just trying to farm. But then they'd be all full of farmers and there wouldn't be hardly any loot. So all of us would be starving while we're looking for guns.
At least you'd be surviving.
Well, true. Yeah. Although I even die on a private server from time to time. You just make a mistake and zombies corner you unexpectedly, and you know.
Yeah, I always when I'm following, some of the guys, and they're out there exploiting some of the AI, and when they die, it's just a nice little chuckle. They make one wrong move.
Has the issue with some of the video cards with the black squares, has that been fixed yet?
No, it's not fixed. For the ATI 3000 to 4000 series, those are actually very difficult cards to get your hands on. At its base, it's a driver issue, but there's something that we can do to fix it on our end. We just need to get those cards in, which they should be in pretty soon. We've ordered some 4000 series cards, and we've ordered all the cards, and we've had 4000 series come in, but we haven't been able to replicate the black boxes on those cards. And the 5000 and up, if they're getting black boxes, they just need to update their drivers. If they update their drivers and they're still getting black boxes, then they should probably use something like Driver Cleaner to remove the drivers and then reinstall the drivers so that they know that all the DLLs are being replaced. Sometimes driver installs are finicky like that, and they don't replace every DLL for some reason.
NVIDIA for the win.
Exactly. I mean, no. All cards are awesome.
Yeah. You guys got any more questions? Any more thoughts in your mind?
I've got one, if that's all right.
Yes, go ahead.
Has Infestation ever thought about making any sort of offline servers? So, say if I'm away and there's no internet, then I'd be able to still play the game.
No, it's technically impossible at this point because it's a server-based architecture. So it's a client-server-based architecture. So there's no way to do that, and it's not planned. Think of it as a Mac port.
Okay,
not many people are going to use it.
That's all right. I just have to make sure there's internet around while I'm playing a game.
Question for you.
What's up?
Right. As I wasn't playing that often before, I haven't got many guns, I haven't got much loot. When you die, you don't have anything at all. Is there a chance that you might have a start, I don't know, piece of wood or something that has got, say, maybe 20 hits to it and then it breaks? So that when you die and obviously you respawn again, there's something that you can actually use instead of trying to navigate your way around the zombies and possibly get killed.
Yeah, I mean, not to that extent. There have been talks about some type of no-drop type items. I don't know that it'll ever make it in, but I know that it was being discussed. We did ask on the forums. But
Give our condolences to the guy behind you. He just blue screened. Sorry.
Nice. That's one of our testers. He kind of has to break things.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Nice blue screen shot.
we heard him over there going, shit.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, continue on. Sorry.
It's been discussed, but there's nothing concrete on it. The best thing that you could do is try to find other survivors that'll help out, which I know is difficult because people just want to kill each other. But scavenge, try to get around to servers that are not very populated. If you have friends that have private servers, you can jump on there and just scavenge around and try to build up your GI. You might want to start PvPing. You get a lot of gear PvPing, and then once you start getting that gear, you get gear that you don't want, you start trading. There's a lot of player content like that you could utilize and try to build up.
What about just being able to punch with bare knuckles?
It's definitely something that is planned. I don't know when that will happen, though.
I mean,
Marky,
it'd
I
take
like
you
your
a lot
style.
more hits, but
Yeah, it'll be very, very risky. You'll probably get infected.
oh, now that's a thought. So, okay.
At one point before the game's release, in an interview, one of the Sergi said that all the items in the store would be strictly cosmetic. Is that kind of gone out the window, or is it possible we go back in that direction?
I mean, it's a Interesting debate. I mean, nothing has changed, by the way, in the marketplace, to my knowledge, from the beginning of the game. Everything that's in there has been in there since the beginning of the game, and has been in the game where you could find it. There's a lot of debate on the scopes and whatnot, but we felt that was mostly cosmetic and didn't provide the biggest gameplay advantage, or a big gameplay advantage. It's like, there's no ASRs and whatnot, but there's ammo, and that's just there primarily to decrease the time it takes to actually find it within the world. It's not there to provide a significant advantage.
If the community was really vocal about wanting to get rid of the GC currency, would that be something that could happen at some point?
Very doubtful.
That's part of the revenue model of the entire game, so I don't see how that could be removed.
Yeah, I mean, especially with servers and whatnot. I mean, the servers are given at a very, very, very low rate, and to keep all that running, the marketplace is there.
That survey that you did about the loot, how did that go?
I don't think I saw that one. Which one was that?
If you needed more loot.
Oh yeah, should we increase loot or decrease it, or is it just fine? And that's the
And what
latest
type
survey.
of loot spawns?
When was that put out?
I saw it a few days ago.
A few days.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that survey. I don't get surveys when I play the game, and I haven't seen it, so I would have to check in on it.
All I have to say about that is that everybody, of course, wants more loot, and the numbers were like 80% said we want more loot.
Yeah, of course.
Which I thought when I saw that, I'm like, well, I already know the answer to that before I even see the results.
Yeah.
Which
It's
doesn't
a very
necessarily make
skewed
good gameplay.
It's a very skewed type of survey. It's like, I think back, a good analogy, I would think back to World of Warcraft, and when I used to play hardcore, like if they put out a survey that says, hey, we'll give you, free season gear if you guys, if that's what you want. Well, of course, everybody wants gear. They don't want to farm. They just want to get in there and PvP.
Mm-hmm.
Get a raid set? Yeah, of course. Give it to me. I don't want to work for that. I don't want to go to those dungeons and wait for that gear and go 2 months before I can complete my set. I just want to get in and kill the bosses.
So, the chat room, one person is screaming in there to ask Kook to remove the moss, please. I don't even know what the moss is.
Oh,
I'm
he
pretty
means
sure
the
he's
vines
talking
on the
about
side of
Overgrowth.
buildings.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just
Okay.
put it up. I don't want to take it down yet.
I actually quite
I
like
think
it.
it's a nice touch.
Yeah, I think it is good.
Now, the
Yeah.
only one I dislike, though, is in front of the post offices, how it, shrouds the one doorway. People can easily, because you can actually walk through it. Like, if it was a full block, then I wouldn't have a problem. But because you can actually walk through it, it's, I don't like it.
Yeah, then there's
Yeah,
a
we have
little,
that on some windows also.
there's a little compartment next to a pharmacy in Clearview where you can get stuck.
Is that where the wall is in the car?
Yes.
Yeah, that should be fixed. I fixed that. I lowered the wall just a little bit, just enough that you could jump over it. But before that, you could go over where the car meets the wall and the vines, and then you could kind of jump up right in that corner, and you were able to get out. But I didn't like that because it wasn't intuitive, so I just kind of lowered the wall just a little bit.
Somebody else is suggesting double XP weekends. Yeah, I'm not sure it needs that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when are we going to have cars? I think we know the answer about that.
You know the answer.
Which is we're not.
No, that's not the answer.
That's not? That's changed?
No.
Just not on this current map.
It won't happen on this map, Colorado.
Okay.
It's still in the pipeline. It's still planned, but cars won't be out until there's a map that can support it.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Any ideas when the next map is due to come out?
Not a date that I can give out. I don't want to lock. From past shows and past forum posts, you'd know that like I don't like to give out dates that I can't live up to because we've done that far too often. I don't like to say, hey, it's coming out here, and then have to say, guys, I'm really sorry, but something happened and we can't do it, because that's very, very negative and people hate it. So we really want to make sure that we can lock it into place, and once we are 100% sure that it's going to come out when we say, then we'll announce it and we'll give all the details and let you all know.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of getting XP when you kill someone.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea, but I don't like the idea only because people are already boosting, and it's, I mean, people's stats are going to get reset here real soon for boosting.
What is boosting?
Boosting is basically killing your friends over and over and over. I mean, that's the essentials.
Oh.
There's many different variations of it, but yeah, just killing the same guy over and over and over. It could be exploited. So it's kind of hard to put XP on players when they could just sit there and farm it.
I think double XP off zombies for a little while would be cool for the new players from Steam, because they're at a huge disadvantage with the skill trees and stuff. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, so that'd be good for me.
No, I always like double XP. I would like it to be in the game, but it's not something that's gonna. It's not in the pipeline right now at all, but it's something that's been discussed.
You know what they used to do in Ultima Online to help the newbies was you had a power hour, and so like the first hour of play, you were able to get double the experience, and something like that could go a long way. The first month and first 30 days of a character or whatever.
Yeah.
First hour you log into them, you get double. Gives them just a little bit of a kick.
I like Recruit a Friend. That's an awesome, nearly perfect system.
Mm-hmm. How about Punkbuster? Now we talked about it in the last show as being added, and that it was really a great thing. I know that Punkbuster is kicking people, and in fact, it happens to me about once an hour. I think the episodes that I filmed last Saturday that I got kicked every episode. But is Punkbuster learning and figuring that out, or are we going to see less of that?
Well, I think there's actually two issues going on. There's one, people are legitimately getting kicked, and then two, there are server connection issues. There's a thread on the forums where a guy has a fix where basically he gives a command line, Punkbuster command line that you input into the chat and it updates, and apparently
Punkbuster_web update.
Yeah, I haven't had any confirmation that it actually works, so I haven't been able to. It doesn't. Okay.
No, I've tried doing it a number of times, and then even afterwards, I still get kicked sometimes.
Right.
So it's not like a guaranteed fix.
Yeah, I got the manual fix from their website, Punkbuster's website. Not even going and downloading the WarZ one, the all games, and then adding WarZ and then updating it and then getting the right file path, and that fixed it for me completely.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could post that on the forums.
I'll link it in here and make a forum post about it.
Yeah, and if I can confirm that works, I'll sticky it, and then I'll add it to our support group so they could give that out as well.
Thanks for the tip.
And then add it eventually to the patching so that us dumb people can just have it done for us. I mean, I could figure it out, but there's going to be a lot of people that will have troubles with it no matter what.
Yeah. Also, the other thing that you guys should be doing for these kicks is putting in a ticket on even balance, because as I said on the last roundtable, we don't have anything to do with Punkbuster, and we don't actually know how Punkbuster works. Punkbuster is a middleman between us and the game, and they do that so they can keep their practices private and no one knows, so they're more effective. But because of that, we're unable to troubleshoot any of the issues. Our support is unable to support those issues. So you guys should be submitting tickets to even balance so they know that there's issues and they could figure it out on their end.
Okay. So, and that that Jonas, that link is good for everybody, right?
Should be.
Yeah. Okay. I'm posting it into the chat for Twitch. You guys in Twitch right there. You guys can take a look at that. You can give some feedback on whether or not that's working or not. And so
someone in chat asked if we're going to do a GI wipe or if we can do a GI wipe. It's not something that we're going to do. That was asked in the last roundtable as well. A GI wipe would just it would go against what we've said in previous posts and whatnot. We've already committed to not doing any GI wipes, so it would suck for us to do it after we said that we wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Although all of you out there, if you want to do it on your own, just right-click on all of your items and drop.
Make sure to have Marquis standing next to you while.
Oh yeah. Give me your guns, please. I am so low on guns. I'm going out with 2 handguns now. So,
yeah. My main opinion about the reason why a lot of people would want to wipe is there is a massive influx of weapons ever since the private servers came out, and the reason why all these weapons are coming out is because people obviously purchase a private server, password protect it, and then just farm on it.
Yeah.
And it's not like a while back where everybody was always on a public server in order to loot, which I found to be much more enjoyable and fun.
Yeah,
and,
we had this discussion last week, and I got a lot of heat for it in the forums because they thought that I was saying PvE is nothing and all that, and like PvE is hindering the game, which that's not what I was saying. I was saying exactly the point you're talking about, which is PvP is fun, and being out there and being in a dangerous environment trying to farm is actually fun.
Yeah, and well, my main opinion that I was going to say is I feel that people should be trying to farm on like public servers, not in the safety of their own private server. And should it be like, well, in my opinion, I think it should be kind of like private servers should get slightly less loot spawns because of that. That's just my opinion.
it was definitely discussed, but you know, it would suck. Like, it would just not be fun at all to hinder loot on those servers.
I can tell you that I see exactly your point of you know how it can seem unfair and everything, and I can tell you that for how much time I have to play, a lot of the times I'm live broadcasting my play and I'm out with a group or whatever, and I probably die. I'm one of the people that dies the most on my team, and so I'm going through supplies a lot. And I don't have a bunch of people giving me stuff, so I go out and farm on my own, but I do it on a private server, and in effect what I'm doing is I'm paying for a private server, but I'm paying for being able to gain these items a little bit quicker that I could gain on a public server, but it would take me 4 times as long. So I find it of value because I don't have as much time to play. But, I can see how that not everyone has the money to do something like that either. So there are plenty of people, though, out there that are splitting servers like Quad, everybody taking a fourth of the server cost and everything to, lower your monthly cost. So, okay, do we have any final questions about time to wrap up this show?
Was Infestation thinking about making any sort of climbing animations? Then you won't have to sort of keep jumping around the map to be able to get into places.
It was definitely discussed very early on, but it's not something that will likely happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Quick opinion. So about objects that you can and cannot jump over. So at in Clearview, the pharmacy, the back wall is about chest high or so. I find it that you should be able to jump over something like that because it's not like an insurmountable wall.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, and I considered it, but I left it because I liked the bottleneck that it created.
Okay.
Because
I mean, like,
there was a point. There was a point like a month or two ago, where you could actually jump over that, but something changed, and you couldn't anymore. But I really did like the gameplay that created by funneling you into that one small area, or that like one entrance area.
Yeah.
Maybe
Do you have a date on when people that bought the game a long time ago will get their servers?
Yeah, when Stronghold servers are out, everyone will get that credited to them.
don't have a date yet, though, do we?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone always asks, when strongholds, when's vehicles. You would know, you would absolutely know if there was a date.
So, back to the wall behind the pharmacy. It seems to me that part of the issue with that is that there are other walls that we can jump over that that are the same height.
That exactly
so,
was my point.
So you can we raise that wall a foot or something to just keep it in theme with the rest of the world?
For purely gameplay sake, I would rather not. Here's a perfect example: is like that one area where earlier he said he was getting stuck in. That's the same wall, and that had to be moved down just a little bit to make sure that they can get over there and not get stuck.
Can you shoot through barbed wire? Because maybe it could just have barbed wire added to the top of it or something like that, so you wouldn't be able to jump over it, but you're still able to shoot each other through it.
Yeah, it's something to think about.
Yeah.
The new cover art on the launcher has rain in the background. Is changing weather something that might be coming to Infestation?
Not anytime soon, but it's definitely something that we'd like to add to the engine.
Okay, last question. Who gets the final spot, the final word?
Are you going to change the sky the way it looks?
Not to my knowledge. We've changed it once, and I think it looks pretty badass now.
I don't know. I just zoom in. It looks like a massive JPEG, and it's just.
Oh.
It's actually not. It's actually a complex system up there. It's not just like one JPEG that covers the whole sky dome. It's actually a complex system. No.
I was going to say that.
Well, I have actually seen a while back the actual scene that connects like 2 points in the sky, where they kind of don't mesh.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that is it for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Kook, for appearing, and thank your coworker for providing the entertainment in the background.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
And everybody, we're gone for a couple of weeks. No Roundtable for a couple of weeks. Marky is actually going out into the wilderness. Won't have internet. Won't have cell phone connection. And I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, but it'll be interesting not being connected. And then, so in, let's see, second week in July, we'll start up the roundtables again and take it from there. So,
We'll miss you, Marky.
No,
All right, later, guys.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good day.
Have fun.
Okay, thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody, and we'll catch you all later.